So a few years ago, I was contracting with a very small defense contract company that was niche to electronic warfare. A lot of the stuff that I was doing for this company is a lot of things I want to teach you about. It's very scary how much of our life revolves around electronically emitted signals. I'll show you how easy it is to steal your car, steal your identity, steal your money, break in your house, and get out unseen. When you walk out to your car every morning and you just press that button, you're emitting an electronic signal. When you press that button, I can record that signal and replay it with a device such as this and get into your car, break in, steal it, whatever it may be. Every car these days has a chip. That chip is consistently emitting an electronic signal. With the proper tools, you can come up behind somebody, grab that frequency, clone it, and use that card wherever you want it to. This is an RFID wallet. Yes, they really work. Let me show you. I just want you to listen when I bring this card close to something. So this little device right here can scan devices, base stations, IP addresses, Wi-Fi systems. I can select which one I want, and then I can press attack. And when I press attack, it'll deauthorize it. Once I click that button, it sets your whole house offline. You have no cameras, no door locks, no Nest, no Alexa, nothing. That allows me to do whatever I need to do and be completely untraced. That device I showed you is a very simple one. Most people these days will only have one that can operate on 2G. You might be asking yourself, what about radar? What about traffic cameras? What ICOM systems? If you see me running around with a bag that looks like this, mind your business.
Byron Rodgers here, Bravo Research Group CEO. Now, unfortunately, what he's talking about is actually old tech, and it's very prevalent on the streets. And that's one of the reasons I have no issue sharing this video, because these are things that we are seeing more and more and more from professional burglary crews that are coming into the United States from overseas. There is a new whole myriad in the landscape of tactics and tools being implemented in the landscape of home invasions and robberies all up and down neighborhoods where these types of things never used to be a problem. But now we have professional crews from various other countries that are very good at overcoming all of your technical protection strategies and tools in order to gain uninhibited access to your home and your things. This is why at Bravo, when we put together a home protection plan, when we implement manpower assets, we do them in such a way that makes it a million times harder for these individuals to gain access to you and the things, people, and places that you love. At the end of the day, to add to that, I would say that understanding how to set your home up so that your technical security measures cannot be overrun or taken out of the equation before an attack is a huge part of the equation that so many well-meaning people who never used to have to deal with issues like this are now not realizing that they're going to be faced with. Additional to that, the implementation of an effective security force in your neighborhood is one of the #1 ways to not just eradicate, but to become a hard target and make sure that these types of things do not happen in your neighborhood. Obviously, there's always a chance, but if you have deterrence in your neighborhood, if the enemy, when they're conducting their hostile planning cycle and they're seeking whom they may devour and they're looking at different neighborhoods and they're trying to profile who their next victim is going to be and they're trying to look for the next home they're going to hit, they're looking for the next neighborhood they're going to pick on, because what happens is once they understand that they can get in and out of your environment and they understand your technical and tactical protection procedures, they come back again and again. Many of the neighborhoods that we're taking care of all over Orange County, California, they get hit multiple times over the course of a few months to a year. It's because these crews understand what they can do in these environments, and it's low-hanging fruit because the TTPs, the protection strategies of the good guys are so far behind the tactics of the bad guys. And one huge way to mitigate these risk factors is by having a competent security force visible on your property. They understand that law enforcement is overwhelmed dealing with what they deal with. They understand that law enforcement is not your personal security force. Law enforcement is there to enforce the laws, to conduct investigations. If they happen to be on scene, that's awesome. But the reality is 90% of the time they are a reactionary force. And so these individuals, especially if they can get through all of your digital protection measures, they're gonna have as much time as they need to do what they need to do once they understand your overall pattern of life. And so when you have a security force, that's different. They are securing that environment on an ongoing and 24-hour basis, it makes your neighborhood or your home a much harder target. And that is why many different HOAs, gated communities, and neighbors are pooling together to implement legitimate security forces. And I'm not talking about just your normal square badge security guard services. I'm talking about security operators, a high-end uniformed security force to be able to safeguard and provide overwatch on their physical assets 24/7. And it's worked out very well for those who have used it. So neighbors are pooling resources and implementing a security operator or a team of security operators with patrol vehicles to safeguard their neighborhood 24/7. HOAs are implementing us and our security operators so that we can safeguard entire HOAs 24/7. And in today's changing culture in America, with social unrest on the rise, no matter who wins the election, there's probably going to be some social unrest. With the inundation and flooding of unknowns into the nation, especially for us in California that are very close to the border, where everyone knows people have money, and this is why many different neighborhoods in Orange County are getting picked on. It is now time to look very seriously, unfortunately, at high-end private security organizations and deliverables to safeguard you and yours. Bravo Research Group, we've been in business since 2018. I've been doing this work internationally in over 60, 70 different countries since 2008. This is what we do. We render a high level of security, protection, and provision for those who bring us on to safeguard what it is they truly love and who it is they truly love. This is Byron Rodgers, CEO of Bravo Research Group, just giving you a quick video, a little bit of information, and just some thoughts about how to move into this new year as safely and securely as possible, because the alternative has fallout that none of us ever want to face. Thank you.